1851, London. International tournament. Adolf Andersen sits before the board, knowing that every victory counts to solidify his place among the world's best. Opposite him is Bernhard Horowitz, a solid, precise, and very difficult opponent to unbalance. Andersen understands he needs immediate initiative and active play from the very start, and chooses to play the Evans Gambit. The Evans Gambit is an aggressive opening in which white voluntarily sacrifices a pawn to gain valuable development time and take the initiative from the earliest stages of the game. This opening arises directly from the Italian opening. Should you wish to learn the fundamental principles of this opening, you can simply click on the tag that is located in the upper right corner, where the Italian opening is explained in comprehensive detail. The Evans Gambit has two key variations. One is the accepted Evans Gambit, where the game begins with a pawn occupying the center and freeing up the main lines. The response is symmetrical, accepting an open game right from the very start. A knight naturally develops and begins to put pressure on the center. The defense arrives, developing another minor piece and reinforcing that crucial area. The bishop is placed on a very active diagonal, pointing directly towards the enemy king. The reply is an equivalent development that aims to maintain the balance. At this moment, the characteristic idea of the Evans Gambit appears. The pawn on the queen's flank advances to offer itself in sacrifice, and the rival bishop accepts it, penetrating enemy territory. Next, a new pawn advances, attacking that bishop and preparing central control, forcing it to retreat without losing activity. Then comes the thematic central blow with the pawn advance that opens lines and launches the initiative. Black reacts by capturing the central pawn with the idea of slowing down White's initiative and simplifying the position. White responds by securing their king through a kingside castle, completing their piece development and preparing their rooks to enter the fray. The opponent then reinforces the central area with a strong pawn advance, seeking to establish defensive stability. Finally, White recovers the material in the center, achieving an active and very well-coordinated position, transitioning into the middle game with a clear initiative. Grandmasters frequently employ the Evans Gambit to gain quick initiative and rapid activity, even at the cost of a pawn, to steer the game into highly dynamic positions right from the opening. In the declined Evans Gambit variation, the game commences with an immediate control of the center, and the response preserves the symmetry and the open character of the position. Following this, a knight enters the game, applying pressure to that crucial central area, while the defense strategically organizes itself by developing an additional knight and solidifying its structure. Subsequently, the bishop becomes active, targeting an early weakness, while the opposing bishop develops without making any commitments. At this precise moment, the Evans Gambit is presented, offering the queenside pawn, but on this specific occasion, the sacrifice is refused, and the bishop then retreats. Following this, space is gained in that part of the board, pinning down the opponent's structure, and the response aims to solidify the position and prevent awkward breaches. The center is calmly reinforced, preparing the complete development, while another piece enters the game, increasing central pressure. Finally, the king is secure after castling. The center is strengthened once again, and the opening is now fully defined. Now that you understand how the Evans Gambit opening works, it's your chance to practice and learn, and the best way you can do that is by joining BlackChess Academy, link in the description.